Hey guys, just kind of finishing up here. All I've got left are the decals, but for all intents and purposes, it's done. I've got some. I haven't dialed in rates yet, but I did do a little work with the control horns. They're recommending a little bit further out. I'm going to go a little bit further in. I don't need those things to move quite as much as they do. But we're going to get the decals on, and then I'll get it fired up and get it all looking the right the way it's supposed to. So anyway, that's the build. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It wasn't that hard. There were a couple of problems here that I did have. I mean, the plane itself went together real well. Hold on, let me set the camera down here for a second here and get you guys a better idea what I'm talking about here. Good morning. Okay, I put a piece of tape back here on this thing because if you try to get these things out as snug as the parts do fit, you'll end up doing some damage on this. I almost put it down all the way one time, and I did a little damage here trying to get it up and out. So immediately put the pull tape up here. I don't care if it looks and shows up there. I want to be able to get this sucker out of here. But it's not going to fly out on its own, that's for sure. One of the things I had a problem with on this plane, and it's really about the only issue I had, was that I've got a Spectrum 9-channel receiver, a DSMX, a nice new one. It's $100 and something odd dollars. I forget, $130 or so I spent on it. It's got the dual satellites and everything. But the plugs that come with the plane for all the servos and stuff like that, all the connectors are too big. Now you either got to shave down the connectors to get them to fit into the Spectrum, or what I did was I just took the Spectrum receiver apart, took the casing apart, and I cut the tabs and stuff off on the inside here so that I could just put regular connectors in there, because that's what they're using. I mean, the only one that's doing it, I think, is the Spectrum Horizon Hobby, right? So they need to do that, do something different with that, because if you only can use their proprietary cords, it's a pain in the butt. It's a real pain in the ass. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. But down in here now, as far as the airplane is concerned, the only problem I had is these blue boards, or these control boards, can be a real pain sometimes. And I mean, I've had them have issues with my gyros, preventing me from being able to use a gyro with them. I have to eliminate the board and then use splitters. In this case, you're getting down here and you're putting all your plugs in there. Well, the plugs are too damn fat for the spacing between the pins. By the time you get all the damn parts together down in there, all the plugs in, you've got one on each side that won't go in because of the two white terminals for the wing connections and all that. Okay, so you got to pull these two out. You got to pull the two white ones out, and then you got to try and fit all these in, but don't push them in all the way. You got to push them in maybe about halfway, so there's a little bit of room, so that when you get the end, the two on both ends to go, you can get them on there, and then you kind of work them all down as one. Now you end up with looking kind of like a mushroom of wires, a mushroom of connectors. It's not too bad, but you got to push the white plugs in, and they wedge on the side. Certainly, once you get them in there, guys, they're not going to work their way out. I hope not, at least anyway. But getting them in there was a pain. You almost got to shave the plugs to get them to fit because of the spacing on the board with the pins. So that was the only issue I had with this one. That did make me cuss a little bit, because I spent more time on that than I did really on the rest of the damn plane. Not really, but I mean figuratively. All right. Anyway, guys, other than that, it looks like a really cool plane. I'm in love with the suspension. Got a little more slop down here on this that I'd like, but I'll take a look and see what that's all about. Got to turn it upside down one more time yet. I've got two little antennas that have to go up underneath it. But I did get all the horns and stuff hooked up now. Everything else except for the ailerons, they want the ailerons out on the second hole, according to the manual. I'm going on the third hole in, and I'm thinking actually I might even go in one more. And then I can use a whole lot less, or I could use almost a full travel rate on my receiver, or on my radio, and dial in my expos from there. But I'll get a better range of control. It's just a thought. All right. Thanks, guys. We will catch you soon when I get the decals on here again, and we take it out for a little road test. I'm not sure if this thing's going to fit in my truck. I want to be honest with you. I was doing it, looking at some measurements, and even in the house, I was having a hard time figuring out where I was going to put this one. I'm going to have to move 3 planes, actually, to accommodate the room for this one. And as far as the field is concerned, I'm kind of eyeballing the field a little bit and looking at some of my videos with the Cessna, and it doesn't move nearly as fast as this one's going to. And that Cessna is getting out there a little farther than I need. I might need a bigger field. But my biggest concern right now is I don't know if this is going to fit in my truck. Lengthwise, if I turn it sideways, it's not going to fit the width. Wingspan, I can do a 1500. This is 17. It's not going to do it. So I might have to quarter turn it and just turn, put it in diagonally. Might be my best shot, but I haven't tried that yet. Wish me luck. Thanks, guys. Have a nice week, and we will catch you guys soon when I complete it and get it looking the way it's supposed to with all the decals. But this is the end of the speed build. Hope you enjoyed. Okay, Garmin, stop recording.